Hey everyone, I'm Emmanuel from Noir Excel. Obviously they put me on last because I'm the boring financial stuff, and they wanted to make sure that you didn't sleep before everyone started. So basically, what am I? I'm a financial advisor. I've been a financial advisor for over 10 years. I started off in Barclays, worked at part-time in Barclays. I did my degree in accounting and finance. Once I qualified, I became a financial advisor. And basically for me, a financial advisor, I enjoyed it. I used to work across the road. I don't know if it's still there, Barclays, across the road, Soho Square. So I used to work in there, work with corporates, high net worth, especially in Soho. Had a lot of celebrity clients and so forth that I used to look after. And I loved it. And then I realized, like after about, 8-9 years, that how many people that are my clients actually look like me? How many people that are my clients actually come from the backgrounds I come from? I grew up in Tower Hamlets, East London, Grime, I grew up, went to school in East London, and in East London there's two sides. There's the side I live on, and then there's Canary Wharf, the other side. And so it's mad that you could be in poverty and look out your window and see wealth, or buildings that represent wealth. And so that's what made me even want to become a financial advisor, because I kept looking at these buildings. I'm going to get in one of these buildings and look back at my estate from one of these buildings, and I actually did that. But the point I'm trying to say is that I'm a financial advisor, but I decided to kind of leave the financial advisor world to focus more on individuals and businesses and people starting up. People that are not really looked at when it comes to financial advice. With financial advice, it's all about high net worth. It's all about, like the last company, you have to have 250K just to be a client. 100K is they don't even want to know you. So then I said, how many people that look like me got 250K ready to pay? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? We're still here buying Louis Vuittons and, do you know what I mean? When we ain't out of our overdraft and credit card, we're in a totally different world, a totally different situation. So I said to myself, look, I want to go back and help people that come from the environment that I come from. So this is what I do. So I wanted to ask you, if I said the word money, what does it make you think? Scared. A lot of people are. Opportunities, yeah. Okay. Time. Freedom. Abundance. Okay. If I said the word wealth, what does it make you think? Legacy. No limits.
I'd say that's more time than money.
Time. Okay. And then if I said the word rich, what does that make you think? Show.
Just where you're wealth.
Yeah.
I was going to say someone with a yacht.
Exactly. And so I think a lot of us, especially like the generation that we are now, we focus a lot on things that are considered to be rich. Mm-hmm. The problem with rich is that rich requires income from somewhere. Rich is something that, when you're rich, that's an opportunity that you have based on a business or a job that you do. And see, rich can be taken away. With wealth, it's very difficult to take away wealth. And that's why when you think about wealth, you think about legacy. Because wealthy people pass their wealth onto their children. The problem with us is that we're very showy as a generation. And things like Instagram cause us to aspire to see wealth or to see making money as something that we can get likes for. So you would rather than have a business, you would rather have 100,000 people following. Does that make sense? So someone can have 1 million followers and make no money, which is mad. Do you see what I'm saying? But socially acceptable is more acceptable for someone to have. When you speak to the generation now, they're more talking about how many followers they want to get as opposed to how they want to start their business and what type of revenue they want to earn and so forth. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so now we're talking about influencers and all of these things are like real careers. Even though most of your influencers are actually not really making any money. They have a lot of clothes and a lot of items, but in regards to their lifestyle, they struggle. The reason I know this is my wife, she makes cakes. And so when a lot of these influencers come to buy their cakes, it's normally like a roadman, like a drug. Basically, I get a lot of drug dealers at my house to buy the cakes. And people don't realize that their lifestyle, this going on holiday, is not actually paid from the influencers. It's paid from the criminal partner that they have, is who's financing this stuff. Yet we aspire to want to be like them because we don't know better. And what I want to do is help you understand, when you think money, like you said, opportunity. When you think money and you think money, don't just think how I can spend, but how I can make my money make me money. Because you see, when you cross over to the other side and you start to tell yourself, well, actually, rather than buy this, what could I do with this that could make me money? That maybe not make me money today, but could invest and make me money in the future. And you see, when you start to think like that, that's when you change your life. That's when you change, someone mentioned freedom and abundance. I have clients, I was in a meeting with a client the other day, and literally he got an email to say, oh, one of his businesses has been sold, 10 mil. He's sitting across him, he hasn't moved, he's just made 10 mil. Do you see what I'm saying? But we're focused on the likes, we're focused on Louis Vuittons and going to Hakkasan. Have anyone been to Hakkasan? Has anyone been there? It's overrated. It's overrated. I don't understand what we're paying for. But it's the social media, it's the I was there.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to spend money on these things because I was there. And the reason me and Mark was laughing earlier is because you mentioned about the fact of when you leave the corporate. Yeah. Oh Lord. It's been painful. Because you know when you have an idea, you have an idea, like, I thought financial education, everyone needs it. Everybody wants to be better with money. Why wouldn't they want it? And then on social media, so many follows, so many likes, so many comments. Okay, here's the service. Nobody will. Because you see in life, one thing is you might have a problem, but you don't understand the importance that you have a problem. Do you understand? And how much it costs to fix that problem. So if now, let's say, ladies, you're wearing a heel, it gets caught in a gap and it breaks. You understand that you need a new pair of shoes because you always have to have shoes. Now, whether that you buy your shoes from Primark or you buy them from Versace, that's up to you. But you understand you have a problem. Financial education, because all your friends are broke, because all of you go on holiday on a credit card, you don't see it as a problem. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because we're all doing it. So what's better? And a lot of the time, when I see my clients, and the reason they have wealth is that their parents were able to tell them what to do. And a lot of us are first generation, like our parents ain't even got a clue. Up to now, they still don't know the difference between a standing order and a direct debit. Do you see what I'm saying? So how is that person going to teach you how to build wealth? Do you understand? Yeah. And so this is what we try to do. But going back to it is that I found that even me, it was just telling Mike, I've had to go back employed. Like it's just, I had to get a contract because I had to realize that, things will happen over time and when things are ready. And as much as you believe in what you're doing and it's great, you can't just suffer just to call yourself an entrepreneur. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't just call yourself just to say I'm an entrepreneur. Like, those bills really need to get paid. Like, it sounds great and it's a long word, but there needs to be substance behind it. This is where we are today. So when thinking about finance, I always talk about personal business. A lot of people have a business, and especially if you're a sole trader, you haven't separated your business from your person. So you might be running your business from one account. So it's a problem. You might also be, when you go to, for example, I always tell people, when you go to lunch, are you going to lunch as you or are you going to lunch as your business? Because if you're going to lunch as you, then you can use your debit card. If you're going to lunch as your business, then you need to use your business card. Do you understand? The two are different. The problem is we don't. We use the one we know because we know the PIN. And so that's our reasoning for everything. I know the PIN to this one, so I'm going to use it. And the problem is that when you now come to do your accounts, it's looking sticky because all your expenditures done for your personal, you're not paying yourself a salary. How many people have PAYE? Anyone with a business? You got a PAYE? Anyone got a PAYE? A lot of businesses don't have PAYE. So that means is if you take money out of your business and put it into your personal account, you have stolen. People don't realize this. You have stolen. Because you need to, I always say this to people looking like, oh no. It's like, no, it's all right. You've stolen for now. Your account will sort it out. But there's actual parameters. So when you take money out of your business, you're supposed to say, okay, I'm taking £2,000. I owe, the tax on this is X amount. And so this amount we put away for the tax, and this is how much I'm taking as a salary. I took it on this date, and so this is my pay slip, just like when you're at work. I always tell people, when you're at work, don't just be at work, look around you. Like when you started on your first day, what happened? Was there an induction? Where did you go somewhere? Did they show you something? You got your pay slips. You know, you had the little thing cut around the outside. We don't, when you get your own business, all of a sudden you feel like, no, I don't need to do anything. I could just press transfer and I'm there. I'm back again. And so what happens is these things can cause you to move backwards. So it's important that you have a budget for your business. People don't budget their business. I've just done a piece of work and they've paid me £5,000. Excellent, I'm back. That £5,000 is my £5,000. And I'm gonna use it. Budget, like what do you actually need for your business? Put yourself on a salary. People are not putting themselves on a salary. You've got a business, you're just taking the money willy-nilly, no salary. It's happening. But when you was at work, you had a salary. So why, when you had your own business, you ain't got a salary? Do you see what I'm saying? All of a sudden, you've lost yourself because you've got the codes. You know the account details. So all of a sudden, everything that you've learned from being at work or being in that employed space no longer exists because you're self-employed. And so these are the things you need to know. Cash flow. Money comes in, but you know you have certain expenditures, whether that be salary, whether that be costs, whether that be subscriptions. How are we budgeting for these? The problem I see all the time. Money comes in, so funding. You get funding. My clients get funded and you want to buy a new car. I don't understand. When you went to pitch for the Dragon's Den and went through all those, did you tell them you were buying a car with the money? But all of a sudden the money's in the account and now I need a car. And it's for business purposes and it's a Rolls Royce for my business. And so these are the things that we do that mess us up. And so these are the reasons why a lot of new businesses, well, the majority of them fail. So these are the things we need to think about. And also limited company, sole trader. So for me, I prefer limited company. Why? Liability. I think it's worth the extra fact that you need to pay tax, man, and all of that, for the liability fact that if something goes wrong, which, like I just said, most businesses fail. If something does go wrong, there's me and there's the company. See, sole trader, it's just you. You are your company, which is great for when you want to do accounts and use QuickBooks and all of these. It's great. It's nice and simple. But when something goes wrong, they're coming for you. And that means your personal effects, so that's you. As opposed to a limited company, where they're coming for the company. And so that company can be closed and another one can be open. Okay? So it's really important to understand that when you're thinking about what you're doing. We mentioned staff. Auto enrollment. Once you have one member of staff, you need to provide them with a pension. And you need to follow the rules. Don't just say I'm going to give them 2% because that's what I feel like. There are rules to it, okay? So you need to follow the rules and understand what rules they are and what basis you're going to do it on, okay? SIP. So most of my clients in general are using their pension. It's a great wrap-up. When people think about pension or retirement, it's boring. For most of my clients, your pension has not only become your retirement benefit, it's also inheritance tax planning. Because the government in the last budget changed the rules to mean that your pension, money left in your pension, if you die before 75, can be passed to your family with no tax to pay. And if you die after 75, it can be left to whoever you're leaving it to at their highest rate. So if you leave it to your grandchildren and they're 0% taxpayers, there's no tax to pay. So now it's an extra £1 million to your estate. Which, if we're talking about building wealth, one of the big problems is that we might want to build wealth and have great ideas, but we don't plan for how that wealth continues. I had a client the other day who, their mum and dad had 6 care homes. 6 care homes. Business doing well, great. Dad passed away, mum passed away like within 12 months afterwards. Now it's time to inherit. They were so busy arguing, and there was no will or anything like that. So because of that, out of 6 care homes now, there's only 1 remaining. The banks have taken all of them because their mortgages weren't being paid on them, and they've all gone. So all that legacy, all those years that you started off with 1 care home and then built your next, all of that's gone. All because you failed to plan. So sometimes it's like, yes, we can enjoy making money, and money is great, but we also need to plan for the future and what we can do. So pensions are a really good way in regards to putting money in, planning for the future, but also it's allowable expenses for corporation tax. So again, you're paying yourself money and reducing your tax bill. It's one of the few investments that you can do that. All right? If you've got a SIP, you can borrow against your SIP. So for example, I've got a lot of my clients who own their business premises from their pension, through their pension. So you're paying yourself rent, tax-free. When you sell that premises, because it's within a pension, no capital gains tax to pay. So it's much more wiser to do it through a pension than it is to do it outside, because again, you pay tax in that. So again, these are the type of things that we can do and that we help clients with. Okay? Insurances, obviously. When you're at work, you're employed, you had sick pay, now you're self-employed, there's no sick pay. Alright? So we've got things like income protection, relevant life cover as well. So relevant life cover allows you to basically life cover but through your business. So it's an allowable expense. So it's the exact same insurance that you would pay out of tax money that you can pay through your company, and you can claim it as a business. Okay? So these are the type of insurances that you need to think about. And then obviously alternative investments. What I find is a lot of my clients, before they meet me, when they make money from their business, they put all their money back in their business. So all your eggs are in one basket. For me, what I try and help my clients do is look at ways that we can use the money that you're generating from your business to invest in other things, whether that be property, whether that be in other businesses. So that now you're creating an income for yourself. So you're not solely reliant. So if you have a downtime, which can happen, you've got income coming from other places. So again, you look at other strategies, other ways that you can try and look to make money. Things like rent to rent is things that a lot of my clients like to use, and obviously property. So again, these are the type of things that we do. If you want a one-to-one, we offer one-to-one services that allow you to sit down, look at your business finances, and help you go through so you can plan and so forth.